Dropping down to 35. Seems like this is the right time for you to make the move. There's the merger coming up. For you, what's your general emotions heading into Thursday since you've been one of the pioneers for the WEC brand?
I'm excited. This is something that has been a long time waiting for me to come down to 35s and also for the merger. So I've been a part of the WEC since the beginning of Zuffa's time with it and even before that, and it's been awesome. And I think it's time that the lightweight fighters get the notoriety of the fans that are behind the UFC. And same thing, fighting the best guys in the world, and I'm ready for that.
How does it feel? You were basically the face of the WEC for a while, and to be moving to UFC where you won't be as big of the big dog as you have been.
I think it's going to be kind of the opposite. I think it's not because I was in the WEC that I had fans and that people wanted to watch. It's because of the way I fight and who I am, and with the UFC behind that, it's going to even be better. And especially in this new run at 135s, they're going to have a lot of eyes on me. So I'm just excited about the opportunity. And again, it's not because I was fighting the WEC that people liked me. There's plenty of people that fight in the WEC and the UFC that don't resonate with the fans, and I do. And look forward to doing that in the UFC.
What makes you resonate so well?
I don't know. I was thinking about that, and I think it's just because I feel like people want to root for people they can relate to, and I'm real, and I feel like most fans think that, if they were in my hometown or something, we'd probably be buddies, and it's probably true. And, people always want to be friends with the toughest guys, and I think most people feel like we're friends, kind of. So.
Can you tell us about the drop down to 135 and how that journey's been?
It's been awesome. I feel great.
For you with the merger and you dropping weight and just kind of like changing everything, going into the UFC and everything?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I never really counted myself out. I would still be fighting regardless. And, I've lost to 3 people in my career. Out of 7 years, I've lost to 3 individuals. They're all bigger than I am, and they're all tough guys. Tyson Griffin's 2 weights above me in the UFC now, and Mike Brown fought in the UFC when I first started in the sport. I was there when he took his first fight in the UFC and then dropped down and barely made 45s for a long time. And Jose Aldo's a phenom, man. What a incredible person. I think we're gonna look down in history, and that's gonna be a fight where people are gonna have discovered a superstar in the sport. That guy's amazing, and I plan on being the same. And I'm gonna be fighting at the weight that I feel is my most competitive. That's what being a competitor is about, giving yourself every advantage to win.
Are there any drawbacks or concern about being at 135 pounds? I mean, Mizugaki said he thought maybe you would lose a little bit of power. Maybe your fatigue might set in with this being the first big cut to 135. Are there any drawbacks that you've seen so far?
No, I haven't seen any drawbacks. So we'll just see when we get in the cage how it all pans out. I feel like my grappling feels so much better because, I don't know how many guys are trying to gain weight on top of being at their heaviest weight, but it's taxing on the body, having to have, overdoing it with food all the time. Your body has to work. So at about 147 to 150, I feel incredible, and then it's a struggle after that.
How's it coming so far this week? I mean, this will be your first time at 135 since college. You didn't do the test cut or whatever. How's it going with the schedule you had in mind?
It's going great. I was, I've been eating real strict, and I'm real smart about my diet. You guys can check out eatlikeachamp.com. That's one of my websites with information about that kind of stuff. But I've got it down to a science. I had it like that in college. And people don't understand, I was a 133 pounder for 5 years, same frame, and I would have to compete 1 hour after weighed in, and it would be for 6 months at a time. This is every 3 to 4 months. It's a 24-hour weigh-in, and I basically feel like it's the right move.
With you moving down to 135, I mean, there's a lot of guys, Mendez, Benavidez out of your camp. They'll be competing for the same title. Is there going to be a problem fighting each other?
I don't think we're going to be fighting each other. I mean, the way this is going to shape out is there's a lot of different people in this sport, and I don't see why we have to fight each other. I mean, I plan on making a run and establishing myself at 35s and then having super fights after that. It only makes sense in this sport and where I'm at in my career. I've got, maybe 5-6 years of solid fighting, and in that time I want to do some incredible things in the sport. And becoming a champion at the UFC at 135s is one of them. And having a stream of wins there, but I'd like to go back up at some point and do the fights that count.